The Joe Rogan Experience.
What kind of steroids were dudes doing back then?
I mean, basic. You got, your tests, D-ball. It's just basic stuff, And back then, because the DA had come in and was trying to find out what we were all doing, they made us do it legally. So, you had to go to the doctor and get all these prescriptions.
And you would get prescriptions for steroids?
Yeah.
What kind of steroids would they give you a prescription for?
Like any kind of test you needed. They would give growth hormone. They give prescriptions because once the DEA came in, they was like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all taking?
But when you think, like, the DEA, shouldn't you be out there catching people selling meth?
Yeah.
Why are you going after bodybuilders who are also cops? That seems ridiculous.
Because they had kids out there that were taking it and committing suicide.
Oh.
See, I didn't know what that was when I was a kid.
They were committing suicide because they were getting depressed from the steroids coming off of it?
Coming off of it.
Yeah.
So they trying to figure out, what are y'all doing? We got to get y'all off this stuff.
And so that's when you got a doctor that was willing to prescribe everything.
Mm-hmm.
So was this while you were doing Mr. Olympia?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So all that stuff was above board. It was all legal.
Yeah. Everything was legal back then.
And is that the case now?
You know what? That was just when the heat was on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I don't think they got the heat on the guys now like that now.
So the DEA would come to you and you would just say, "Hey, here's my prescriptions."
Yeah.
And they would go, "All right."
Yeah. Mm-hmm. One time if you didn't have a prescription, they took your stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
So they'd find whatever you had and take it from you.
Yeah. Yep.
How did they know where it was?
You told them.
Oh, okay. Because otherwise they put you in jail.
Yeah. And then search your house, get a search warrant. So it's like, well, I got this and this and that.
Well, I'd imagine you would have to take something to be as big as you were when you were at your
peak. For sure.
It's not really possible to be that big without it.
Without it, no. You can't get that big. Another thing you got to have, too, is genetics.
Yes.
Look at the baseball players that have taken stuff, and look at us.
Yeah.
They can't get that big. They're not gifted for it.
Well, they didn't try either, right? They weren't trying to get that big. Like guys like Canseco, he got pretty fucking big.
They couldn't get that big if they wanted to.
Really? Mm-mm. So it's a small percentage of the population that could get that big.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And probably like 1% that could get as big as I got. And I was the only guy. Nobody duplicated that since. And you be in that condition.
Right.
And be healthy.
Right.
I don't have any health problem besides the back.
The injuries.
The injuries, yeah. My liver, my kidneys, and my heart, it's all good.
Did you, while you were doing things, did you get frequent blood tests? And
every 3 to 4 months.
And the doctor would go over everything and make sure everything was fine.
Everything's always good.
That seems to be the big misconception about steroids, is that people think steroids kill you.
And people think you're taking like tons of stuff. I wasn't taking tons of stuff. I probably wasn't taking no more than what those baseball players were taking.
Just working out more, lifting
more, and gifted genetically for it.
Dorian Yates said basically the same thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't that he was taking a lot, not compared to a lot of guys.
Exactly, yeah. People think I was taking massive amounts of stuff. If I'd been taking massive amounts of stuff, I don't think I'd still be here. I don't think I'd be as healthy as I am now.
Right.
Besides my back surgery and neck surgeries, I'm all good. And like I said, my liver, my kidneys, and heart and everything's still holding up real good.
Now, when you would get off for that 3-month period, would you cycle off of everything?
No, cold turkey.
Cold turkey?
Yeah,
really?
Cold turkey. I didn't take anything or nothing.
And what did you feel like over those 3 months?
Normal.
Really?
Normal. Didn't bother me a bit.
So you got just great genetics, man.
Craziest ever.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's no way you could take all,
Cold turkey, I stopped everything. One day, I'd be taking, a bunch of stuff. Next day, nothing.
And your body would just feel normal.
Body felt normal. Didn't bother me a bit.
That's so crazy.
Didn't get depressed or nothing,
Yeah.
Felt normal.
That's just genetics.
Yeah. I still was strong.
Wow.
I could still, squat, I could squat, 700-800 naturally.
Wow. So you basically kept a lot of your gains.
Yep, I was still 300. Still 300 pounds, without taking all that stuff.
And so then after the 3 months, then you would slowly ramp back up?
Slowly ramp back up, yeah.
And all this under doctor supervision?
All this under doctor supervision. Yeah, and all the while I'm getting my blood work done every 3 to 4 months.
So a lot of guys, after they're done competing, then they have to get on testosterone replacement therapy because the endocrine system's kind of messed up.
Exactly.
Did you have to do that as well?
Yeah.
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 It seems like that's just a part of the sport, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's interesting, though, because like for the longest time, these guys were doing these ads in magazines, and they were attributing everything to some supplement that they were selling, or some creatine, or some this. Or, all that stuff does something.
It helps you out a little bit.
But it's not going to get you.
It's not going to get you 330 pounds with 3% body fat.
No.
No, it's definitely not going to do that.
Was that something that you were allowed to talk about while you were competing?
Yeah, I mean.
Did it come up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I talked about it. I didn't have no reason to hide it. People.
Because it seems like people were
not
hiding
stupid.
it. They're not. No. When you got that big.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.